Hey, how you doing today? We're here on the 7 Series and we're going to do an oil change. I'm going to show you how to do it. First off, you release your hood inside by your kick panel, then you pull this up and it'll raise your hood. Okay, when you come up under the hood, I'll show you a couple of things here. Right there, that red, this is your oil dipstick. Okay, that's where you check your oil yolk on the other end. It'll tell you very clearly. This is where you add your oil. Look right in there. It turns off like that. Look right there. You can see the timing chain. Everything else. Nice, easy access. Okay, they recommend Castrol. We'll be using Panazen today. The 5W30. And I'll be putting in 8 or so quarts of that. We'll go with the number at the end. I've already started draining it, so you're not going to see that. But what I'll show you when I crawl back under there is what I use and everything like that. And then I'll show you the plugs and all that. We'll go underneath in the front. Okay, that's what I use to drain everything into there. Okay, it's supposed to take a 24 millimeter on the filter. Okay, but I was using a 15/16. Worked perfectly, and it calls for an 8 on the oil drain plug. Okay, but I used a 5/16. Worked perfectly. There's another plug inside of the filter, well, on the end of the filter, so that you don't have to get your hands off full of oil or just drain the filter first. I don't know what that was. I don't bother with it. I just spun the oil filter off, dumped it in there. Now what I'll be doing is, it's still dripping just a touch, so I'm going to pull that one out because my plug fell into there and my oil filter's in there. I'll clean all that up and put the new filter in. But I'm going to be taking this one out and sliding this underneath, just to catch everything so it doesn't get all over my mat. Alright, very easy job. You just got to make sure that everything's clean and wipe everything off before you put your new filter and plug back. Make sure you don't strip anything. You know, don't force anything ever. Don't break anything. And okay, I'm going to pull this out, clean up my parts, get the new filter ready, and I'll meet you in a couple minutes. Hey, how you doing? Alright, we're back with this. Okay, now I've removed the large O-ring from the oil filter housing. I removed the small O-ring from the housing plug. Okay, that goes there. From the main drain plug, I've removed this brass. Boom. In the new oil filter kit, I'm using CarQuest because that's what I could get on the time that I had to do this. My son's going away and I need an oil change quickly. But comes in the kit is a new O-ring. If you look at the other one, you'll notice that it was squarish and flat and a little bit hard. This one's nice and pliable and round. Same with this one for the small plug, which is, by the way, I had to pull out one more tool, which is a 5mm Allen. And what we'll do is we'll install the brass washer onto that plug. We'll take the O-ring and put it on this plug. We'll take the big O-ring and put it on the filter housing. Be careful, mindful where it goes. It goes right there. It doesn't go all the way to the lip. It goes right there. Okay? Not in the threads and not up on that lip. It goes right in there. There's a little spot made right for it. You'll see when you take yours apart. Just be mindful of that. Okay, before you install this, you're going to want to... Oh, okay. Here's another thing we can do first. You can take your filter, plug it in like that, make sure it's clicks, boom. Then using your, always get a little oil, put it around there. You know what? Might need a little bit more than what I got. There we go. That ought to do her. Now you run her around there. You oil her up real nice there. And you get this one. You run the oil around. Trying not to get oil all over everything else, but you get the idea. You want that to go in nice and slippery. Lubricate that O-ring. Wipe off what you're not going to use. You're going to install your filter drain plug. Okay, I'll tighten it under the car. And we got this going, we got this going. Okay, got my oil. Oh, the Pennison. This is 5W30 for BMW, Mercedes, Volkswagen. I like the Pennison. The car says Castrol. Just not a Castrol fan. I like to use a nicer oil. I try to use the best oil I can afford in just about everything I use. So, figure German car, German oil, right? But anyway, I'm getting ready to crawl back under the car and take it from there. Alright, we're moving underneath here, and you're going to look for this hole right here. Underneath the front of your car I go up into. Okay, right there. That is the oil plug. The main oil plug. Don't forget to put the brass washer on there, make sure it didn't fall off. Okay. Now, I don't use a torque wrench for this, but you probably should. I just put it on there hand tight. You can feel when it gets tight. You just don't want it falling out or leaking. I usually put it hand tight with a 3/8 ratchet. Now we're going up in here, and that's where the oil filter goes. Now you just take the oil filter, and this is the exact opposite of how you would drain it. Okay, there's the drain plug for the filter. You can take that out. Again, that's a 5mm. That drain plug there I used with a 5/16, but you can use a 8mm. Now you put this in there and squarely, and you turn it. You got to make sure you don't cross thread any of this. Okay, it's going on nice and easy, just like it came off. You can hear the oil ring. That's where she's starting to thread in and go against where she's supposed to go. Okay, now again, this is 25. The center cap here is 10 Newman meters. It says right on here if you forgot. Now I put it on hand tight. And then I grab my wrench. And it's a good idea to wipe off all the dirt before you even start on this, okay? There she is. You can tell right where she gets tight. Now, I shouldn't be doing this with one hand. I should be. Okay, that's pretty tight right there. I've already tightened the center drain, and that's what you're looking at. Look, we're looking out back there toward the end of the car. There's the old filter in the drain. Again, I use 2 drain pans. I get most of it out with one, and then I move the smaller one in. It's easier just to catch all the small drips. But even after I moved that, you can see there's quite a bit of oil in there. You wouldn't want that getting all over your garage floor or something like that. But okay, under here we're done. This hole is right in front of the transmission. Now there's also an O-ring under the, when you look up under here, when you can see if I can, there's a housing under there that has another big O-ring. If you're getting anything on your floor, you're going to want to change that one too. It's cheap. But I'll tell you what, this oil change cost $91, $92. Okay, with the filter and the 10 liters of the Pentacin. Sorry I'm getting out of focus. It's just kind of hard to do this. I'm doing this in the driveway. And but anyway, we're going to pull out from under here, pull our tools out, all the junk, and then we're going to go up top and fill it up. All right, now here we are. We're going to be putting the, I've already taken off the oil cap, and this is the fill. I'm going to take a funnel. I use a nice big one. I always make sure I protect the area. And you want to wipe off your cap and around your cap so that when you're messing with it, you're not dumping contaminants back in there. Now I got my oil. I'll be dumping the first 5 liters in. Then I'll dump 2 more in, and then we'll check it, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay. Now I've got 8 quarts in. Or excuse me, when I say quarts on this car, I mean liters. I'm American, hard habit to break. But everything I said so far has been liters, not quarts. Everything, I have 8 liters in so far. When you check the dipstick, you can't check it now, but you'll pull it out, and I'll just show you where you want to be. And you want to be halfway between those indents or toward the top of the indents. Okay? And also, you can check on the inside, and the computer will tell you exactly how much oil you have. It's far smarter than your eyeballs. But as long as you're up to snuff on your fill, you shut your hood, and off you go. Oh, what you got to do, most important, is you crawl under here, and you look down, and you don't want to see any oil pouring out. Okay, you want to make sure everything's tight. Now I can see back in there, I already did it. I had this white thing under here before I shared the video, and it wasn't going. So, okay, we should be in good shape. I'm going to check the oil again on the inside, and barring that, everything should be copacetic. Clean your tools up, make sure you wipe everything up if you made any messes. You want your car clean, you don't want to leave everything all nasty and full of oil. But here she goes.